guys, and welcome to another video. So before we get into it, don't worry, there's not going to be any screaming or shouting in this video. We need to move on, we need to get over it, which of course I've still got a very sour, bitter taste in the mouth regarding everything that's gone on. But at the end of the day, the club needs to move on quickly, so do we. So yeah, Alex Neil has now officially moved to Stoke. Of course, it was sort of on the brink of it anyway. And that's why the rant came out, and that's why emotions were very, very high, as they were for a lot of people as well. Some people disagreed with me. Luckily, a lot of you guys agreed with my rant, which I didn't expect. I thought I was going to get a lot of backlash. Got a bit of backlash, but that's what happens when you put your opinion out on the internet. You know, some people aren't going to like it. Rather than just, you know, coming in and saying, actually, I think this, you're called a dickhead, or you're clueless, or you're A, B, and C. But I'm used to it. That's part and parcel of being on YouTube, isn't it? But yeah, so there's going to be no screaming and shouting in this one. He has officially signed for Stoke as of yesterday. So what we're going to do, we're going to have a look through this statement, give you my thoughts a little bit without getting too emotional and, and ramping up my anger levels. We'll try and be calm. And then we're going to have a look at who could potentially be coming in terms of the bookies anyway, and give you my thoughts on that as well. I thought that'd be quite interesting. And then, of course, in the comments down below, you can let me know what you guys think about who should come in next, who your favourite would be, or who you just generally want to be the next Sunderland head coach. But let's have a look at the statement from the club regarding Alex Neil and Stoke City. So Sunderland AFC can confirm that Alex Neil has joined Stoke City with immediate effect. The 41-year-old expressed his desire to leave the club on Friday morning despite signing an improved contract at the Stadium of Light earlier this month. SAFC made an immediate offer to further significantly enhance Neil's terms on Friday afternoon, but he declined this proposal to remain on Wearside and reiterated his desire to leave the club. He has now finalised a move to the Bet365 Stadium, and the process to appoint a new head coach is underway. Neil joined SAFC in February and oversaw a remarkable 17-game unbeaten run that culminated in promotion to the Sky Bet Championship. The club's impressive form has continued throughout the start of the 2022-23 season, and he departs with SAFC placed 12th in the second tier table. Now, of course, the key thing to take from that is he only signed a contract at the beginning of the month. So I believe from things that I've read, I believe that he was given a new contract in terms of his pay. Now, a lot of people have said, well, why wouldn't they announce it? They're lying. They're clearly lying. They're trying to keep everyone sweet, acting like they've done everything they can. Now, the thing is, and I think Michael Bowers may have touched on this, and I've touched on it on social media myself, if the contract itself hasn't changed, because it was still the 12-month rolling contract, right? If not, it's not like it's an extension, he's just got a pay rise. I don't think that is significant enough to let the world know. Just to let you know, Alex Neil has had a pay rise. You know what I mean? Big club statement, Alex Neil's got a pay rise. That's never happened and it never really will. Do you know what I mean? That's just something we don't do. So I do believe that he has been given an improved contract. And of course, and that was only at the beginning of the month. So then Stoke have come sniffing around. They've offered him a much grander pay packet, I'm presuming. And then we've tried to improve it significantly again, but his heart is set on Stoke. I know that they have their own riches and stuff, and maybe with the model that we're in right now, you know, we're not willing to, yeah, you can argue that he's been vital. It's been one of the best things the club's seen in years. He has, of course he has, but you need to try and weigh up morals and what we actually want to do, because he is essentially holding the club to ransom now. He said pay rise after pay rise, and we've offered a further one, and he still wants the big bulk sum at Stoke. That's just the way it looks at the moment. So if that's the case, and that's the case, you know, I'm very much in the camp of, I can appreciate what Alex Neil's done. I'll never be grateful enough. He's given me one of the best days of my life at that Wembley playoff final. One of the best days of my life. Granted, I was absolutely smashed to pieces, but it was one of the best days of my life. It's going to be a great memory. He's clawed us back up from League One, but you can't give that all to Alex Neil either. The players did do it on the pitch. Alex Neil played an integral part, of course, but the players did it on the pitch. And now, the first time someone has come sniffing around with a big pay packet, regardless of what we offer him, I think he was away anyway. I think he was absolutely away anyway. So for me, you know, say like he's absolutely, for me, tarnished what could have been legend status for him. I'm in the camp of, you know, the club have things that, you know, they can be blamed for, but Alex Neil, that doesn't make Alex Neil completely absolved of blame purely because you want to focus all the blame on the club. Both ends, of course, but at the end of the day, Alex Neil, he's been offered more money elsewhere. Maybe we could match it, or maybe we just didn't want to be held to ransom. And as I keep on saying, no one man is bigger than this club, and that's it. So Alex Neil, see you later. We'll get over it. We'll move on. And I think the beauty of having, a director of football and the way that we are run with a head coach, he's not a first team, he's not a manager as such. There's a big difference between that. The director of football and the way that our club works at the minute, the kind of players we bring in, they keep on coming in, and the team are set up to play a certain way, regardless of who the coach is. Do you know what I mean? Regardless of who the coach is. So someone basically comes in to oversee it, and that's what Alex Neil does. Or whoever the head coach is, they're simply there to sort of imply or implement, should I say, implement the style of football that the director of football wants us to play, and also motivate the lads. That is generally them. A manager, of course, has a wider spectrum of things to do, but those responsibilities aren't on just the head coach. So the beauty is you can just bring someone in to take over, and it might not be quite as sort of difficult to adjust as people may or may not think, if that makes sense again. But that is my thoughts on it. Of course, I'm gutted. I didn't want him to leave. I'm not going to lie, but I do have a very, very sour taste in my mouth about the man, because I'm not going to get into it, because if you want to see how I really feel, then go to the rant, but I'm just not going to go mental today. But that is Alex Neil gone. Now, in terms of people and new coaches that we have been linked with, there's a plethora of potential coaches, and we'll have a look through the odds at the minute with the bookies. Let's get it up on here. Okay, so as of right now, Tony Mowbray is the favourite, the massive favourite. Apparently he's been seen at several games so far this season, which makes some people have come to the conclusion or have conspiracy theories that Tony Mowbray was already set to come in a while ago. As if this was already something that was been weighed up, and maybe even Alex Neil had agreed or had plans to leave a while ago anyway. But Tony Mowbray is the favourite right now. Funnily enough, there was a couple of tiny rumours as Alex Neil was sort of on the verge of going to Stoke. There were a couple of tiny rumours on match day morning of Norwich against Norwich, saying that Tony Mowbray might be taking over. And I even put on Twitter, I was like, please don't spoil my day. Don't mention Tony Mowbray, because I don't want him. I don't. If he comes in, I'll back him, but I don't. For me, it's a very easy option. It's potentially a cheaper option. But if we are going to be serious and take him seriously, he hasn't done terribly. I don't particularly like the man, but I'm going to give him a chance if he is to come, of course. It definitely won't be my first choice, 1,000,000%. But you know what he did at Blackburn? He stabilised the club a little bit. He does have experience within the Championship. Has plenty of experience within the Championship. But it doesn't fit for me. It doesn't quite fit. But again, whoever comes in, I will get behind. If you have a look at the rest, you've got Sean Dyche, who, for me, I would love to see Sean Dyche. I think he's someone who, a lot of people just relate him to Who Fit football or sort of Sunday League style football, ruffian football with Burnley. But he said himself in an interview, people put him in a box, Sean Dyche in a box, because of the way that Burnley played. But he was saying himself, he plays to the strengths of the play he's got at the time, and maybe the sort of Sunday League ruffian type football, it is the best that those set of players he had at Burnley could play. And it was effective 9 times out of 10. It was very, very effective. So he played to their strengths and to their abilities of the players that he had. If he comes in, and for Sunderland, if he was to, I'd love him. For Dyche would probably be my favourite to come in, or the one that I would want to come in the most. He also has the sort of the loyalty factor. He's stuck with Burnley around for a long time, which is something, it's very rare in football these days, as we've just seen with Mr. Alex Neil. But, you've got others in there. You've got Anthony Barry, Liam Manning, Michael Carrick, Chris Wilder, Falk. You've got Poyet, Joey Barton. I don't know how the hell he's found himself in there. Kevin Phillips as well. Because if Joey Barton was to become manager, I think I'd burn every single shirt I've got. But but yeah, for me, there's some good names in there with Wilder as well. I wouldn't mind that. Roy Keane was on there this morning, but he seems to have disappeared since. But for me, it looks like Tony Mowbray's going to get the job potentially anyway. But Sean Dyche, for me, I think we should at least have a chat with. It could be an expensive one, but it could also be absolutely excellent. And he has that sort of same attitude as well, Sean Dyche, as Alex Neil, a sort of no bullshit attitude, which is what we like. I think we need, particularly with the youngsters. But I think he also has the ability to, give young lads an arm around the shoulder. And that's what we need. That is absolutely what we need at the minute. So those, all the managers, all the coaches that have been linked with us, and that is going to be the end of the video, guys. So what do you think about Alex Neil going to Stoke in the first place? And who would you like to see come in as the new head coach? And everything we've mentioned in this video today, let me know how you feel in the comments down below. But if you've enjoyed, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay jammy.